Karma, how patterns shape our life. Have you ever felt life keeps moving in the same direction even when you try to change it? The same kind of situations appear and the same reactions seem to repeat. Over time, the outcomes also begin to feel familiar. It may seem like coincidence at first, but is something within us quietly shaping how life unfolds. In the previous episode, we saw how patterns become stronger over time through repetition, attention, and emotion. They begin to feel natural and automatic. But when patterns become strong, they do not remain limited to small actions. They begin to extend beyond individual moments of response. Slowly, these patterns start influencing the direction in which our life moves. This may not be obvious immediately, but it becomes clearer over time. Each action may seem small on its own, but when similar actions repeat, they begin creating a certain flow. And this flow starts influencing the kind of situations we find ourselves in again and again. For example, a certain way of responding may lead to similar outcomes repeatedly. At first, it may feel like coincidence, but the pattern behind it often goes unnoticed. When we observe more carefully, we may begin to notice that our responses are not entirely new each time. They are connected to patterns that have been repeated and strengthened over time. This is how patterns begin to move beyond a single action and start influencing larger situations. They shape how we think, how we respond, and how we engage with what happens around us. Over time, this repeated way of responding begins to influence our overall experience of life. So, life may not be a series of random events alone, it may also reflect the patterns we continue. At this point, something subtle begins to appear. It may not be obvious in a single moment, but when we look over a period of time, a certain direction starts becoming visible. It is not that life is forcing a direction, it is that repeated ways of responding are quietly guiding how situations unfold. The same type of response tends to create a similar kind of result over and over again. This does not mean everything is fixed or decided, but patterns do create a certain direction. They create tendencies, and these tendencies guide how actions continue to unfold, and repeated actions gradually strengthens the direction over time. This is why similar outcomes may appear repeatedly, not because life is repeating itself, but because patterns are continuing. So, what seems like repetition in life may not be coming from outside alone. There may be something within us continuing in the same way. And when this continues unnoticed, it begins to feel like life itself is repeating the same patterns. But just as patterns shape direction, they can also be observed, and this observation begins to change something. When awareness is present, we begin to notice the connection between how we respond and what follows. We begin to see more clearly how a certain action leads to a certain outcome over time. This clarity does not force change, but it brings understanding to how patterns are shaping direction. And when the pattern is understood, the way we respond can begin to shift naturally. This shift may be small at first, but even a small change in action can begin to influence what follows next. Over time, these small changes can alter the flow that was previously repeating in the same way. This change does not happen suddenly, it unfolds gradually as clarity begins to increase. And as clarity increases, the connection between action and direction becomes easier to see. So, patterns do not just influence individual actions, they quietly shape the moment of life itself. And understanding this is an important step in seeing karma more clearly. In your daily life, do you notice any patterns repeating in outcomes? In the next episode, if patterns shape our life like this, can we consciously change this direction?